Hello, and welcome to Craft Time with Eastville Library. I'm Alma. For this year's summer's reading program, we will be making crafts based on the color or colors of the week. For today's craft, we will be making a bumblebee magnet. Here are some items you will need. You will need black and yellow construction paper, a wooden circle, 2 cupcake liners, a magnet, glue, and scissors. Since scissors is needed, adult supervision is required. This will be the yellow construction paper I will be using for my bee. I will be using a wooden circle and I will be tracing a circle. So now that I've done that, I will be cutting out the circle. Putting my yellow paper aside and bringing out my cupcake liners. I'll be taking 2 out. And what I'll be doing with this is I will be folding them in half. So for both of them, I'll be folding them in half like this. And I'll be bringing out my pencil. And I will be creating wings with this. So with your pencil, you're going to draw out your first wing. You want it to be a good size. So you want to draw kind of like a flower petal. You want it to be big since you are going to be doing a big bumblebee. So this will be the bigger half of my bumblebee, and then with this other one I'll be drawing out a small one and I will be cutting it. So for this one it'll just be a small one. So just like that, I will be cutting this out, and then I will also be cutting out black strips of paper with my black construction paper. So with this one, this is the scratch piece of paper that I have, and I will be cutting along this edge right here, and I'll be cutting about 2 strips of paper, and they will be really thin. That will be for the stripes and for the antennas of my bumblebee, and then I'll also be cutting out 2 small circles. So I'll be doing that right now. So these are all the pieces I cut out. I cut out the wings, and then I made 2 little antennas and 2 small black circles, and I cut out my eyes already. This will be the body. I already cut out my black strip of paper. As you can tell, it's kind of long and it looks a little bit thick on the bumblebee body. So what I'll be doing is just folding this in half and then cutting off a little bit more. So I'll try to cut it like right down the middle, right here, as best as I can. And then just doing that with the other pieces as well. Now that I have all my pieces ready to go, I'll bring out my bumblebee body, which is my wooden circle. And I will be gluing this yellow construction paper right on top. I'll be using glue stick. This glue stick will stick just fine with the wooden circle. So all you'll be doing is just placing a lot of glue onto this circle. And it'll stick just fine. You don't need liquid glue, but if you do have it, do use that. Glue stick will work just fine. So I have my body glued onto my wooden circle. Next, I will be placing the stripes. So I'll be gluing, I won't be cutting it out just yet. I want to glue the stripe itself onto the body. So I'll just be adding glue to the strip. Just kind of leaving a little space. So if this is my head, I'll just be putting it right here, a little bit below. So this is the head and this is the rest of the body. And again, you just want to glue it on there. You don't want to cut it out just yet. If you cut it too prematurely, you could have very small stripes on your bee. So it's better to first glue it onto the body and then cut afterwards. So I have this already glued. So this is how it looks like. You have this sticking out. So just flip it to the other end and then just cut along. So just do that. And then you have the perfect stripes right onto your circle. You might want to leave one strip of paper in order to have a stinger at the end of your bumblebee. That'll come back later. So I'm going to try to shape this strip of paper into a stinger. And I'll just be creating a pointy triangle basically with this. So I'll just be doing that. Next, I want to glue on my wings. So the wings will look something like this. And you'll be gluing it to the back end of your circle. It needs a stinger, so that's where this comes into play. I'll just be pointing it like this, the bottom, like that. And then it needs antennas. So these are my antennas, and I have little circles that I will be gluing onto it. So this, and I'm going to be placing it on the antenna like that, and then I'll be gluing it on top of here. Now that you've glued both of your antennas, you're going to flip your Bumblebee, and it should look something like this. It needs eyes, so I'll be putting eyes right here. I'll be gluing these eyes. I have printed these out. I didn't find the size that I liked, but if you find wiggly eyes at this size, recommend using those. However, I'll be using printed out eyes. I'll just be gluing it right here. We are almost done with our bee. One thing that's left is our magnet. You just need a simple magnet. I have one this thin, and all I will be doing is just peeling the back part, flipping my Bumblebee one more time, and putting it at the center, and it should stick to any refrigerator. Now that we made our Bumblebee magnet, here are some books we recommend to go along with this week's theme color, yellow. Being a Bee. Sun, 1 in a billion. Yellow Time. They are now available here at Eastville Library. We are now open for public entrance during our new hours of operation, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you would like any of these items, you can give us a call, or you can go online at rivliv.net to place these items on hold. Thank you again for joining us with Craft Time with Eastville Library. Stay crafty, my friends!